Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video, and we're back with a new vinyl talk video. And the record in question is a record that is kind of hard to evaluate in terms of what exactly it is, because it's not exactly a cover version, it's not exactly a bootleg, not exactly a remix, but it nicks like significant portions of the lyrics from a 1984 electro hit, which is Set It Off, and it's aptly titled Set It Off, but not by STRAFE or STRAFE as it is in German, but by Electric Blue, which is a project that appeared in the early 2000s and was just responsible for this one release. So looks like this. I don't think you can see much on the labels because the light mint green and white print is not really a good idea, I guess, to make things properly visible. This came to me as a DJ promo, I guess, back in 2002, and yeah, that is a record that has been come to me via Sony Music Dance Division, I guess, and Electric Blue is a project which was run by René Wagner and Hendrik Horstmann, which basically came together for this only, and yeah, Set It Off, the 1984 electro hit, when electro wasn't really electro, and this thing was more of a big crossover in many scenes. I guess it was very big in the New York club scene as well, with the like more goth post-punk related folks, but because of its like brooding and kind of darkish bass lines and minimal nature and stuff, and also the German word Strafe, even though the most American guys pronounce it as Strafe, is basically the word for punishment. So bestrafen is to punish someone for a bad deed or whatever. So I guess this alone also makes it adjacent to the kind of like post-punky, goth, alternative, darker, leather-clad scene of the like first half of the 80s in the New York underground. So the original is probably known to all of you guys who are in the vinyl community, or if you are like interested in early electro or hip hop and Latin freestyle. These are all categories the track kind of fits in. It's epically long, dark, brooding, minimal, with that like very memorable hook line, I'd say, and with its uplifting nature when the vocals are in, but overall it's like a very like long, minimalistic, skeletal, brooding thing. And this one, Electric Blue, Set It Off, nicked basically the main chorus, the Set It Off chorus, and has it sung by a woman of what I think is African descent, because I'm not even trying to pronounce that, but if you can see that right, there is a line that says vocals by, and this to me looks like a very African name. I'm not too sure which kind of or which country in Africa, but this she sings the Set It Off line and has some additional lyrics to it, added to the whole text, which are not in the original track by Strafe, which makes it even more difficult to qualify this as a like cover version, because there is additional vocals added. And in the first mixes, the club mix and extended mix on the A side, which are both not my favorites, this is like put to a very, I don't know, run-of-the-mill electro house, electro pop with a techie edge bass line basically, or like a foundation. So that's more of a standard commercially oriented, but not really to my perception, not really functional and properly done sense basically. But the B side, with two remixes by Northern Light and Toxic Twin, as you can see here, is way more interesting. The Northern Light remix, which are Northern Light are kind of in between like the minimal tech house scene and the more like future pop goth oriented scene, or have been ever since. They're more like a band project, but also like doing like dance floor stuff. This remix is very interesting because it's very raw, so the overall feel is more minimalistic and somewhat muffled, which is more like adjacent to the original feel, and it comes with a very like dark, brooding, very remarkable and recognizable bass line, and it has like kind of like brooding, danger heralding pressure, even though the vocals they are stripped down here, but they are very present, but it's only stripped down and cut down to the set it off chorus, and the additional vocals that are added, the additional lyrics are not very present in this kind of mix. And the Set It Off Toxic Twin remix is more on also on a original adjacent tip in terms of being more like electro with a little bit of a broken beat, so you don't have the straight four to the floor bass line, but you have a little bit of an electro breakbeaty swingy vibe to it, which is also very present in the original track by STRAFE in the original 1984 release, but still it feels modern. It's also like kind of darkish, but not super dark, and you got some of the additional lyrics in there as well. So this came to me as a kind of DJ promo back in the day, 2002, so that's like almost 25 years ago, but I feel if I would still play out and would put this on, especially the Northern Light remix, I guess this would still be working on the dance floor, especially in a time and age where a lot of like tracks are repressed and reissued anyway. So this and there's already a crossover between like dance floor and lyrics, lyric oriented music present as well. So this could be considered an all-time classic in a way, in that particular niche of electro house, electro pop. Not really electro clash, even though it was released in the very back end of that kind of genre. But yeah, it was commercially oriented, as surely because Sony is backing it and Dance Division and stuff. But still would work in an underground set for sure. Would probably even work in a goth party. I haven't played one of those in ages, or like in a post-punk oriented party. But still interesting stuff, probably underrated, and I'm not too sure how many of those were made, and if they are like, or if they were selling well in a record store context, because a lot of like underground record stores at the time wouldn't necessarily order stuff from labels like Sony because they were considered to be too commercial and stuff. But yeah, if you see this around, give it a go, especially for the B side. The A side is more like, well, obsolete. Might work for some, but not for me, definitely. And comes in that interesting inside out cover, which has some signs of usage, because I've played this quite a few times, and this has been in my box for quite a while. So yeah, 24 years ago this came in. Another like short vinyl talk, probably something of interest. And if you like this kind of music, I will link another like more dance floor adjacent remix or like bootleg video or vinyl talk thing in the very end cut of this one, so there's more to discover. So Bass Junkiii out for now. Hope to see you tomorrow as well in a new video, and I'm gonna get into editing mode. See you next time.